to be what it seemed to me. How can it be? 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 1979, born ID, blessed be mine once I meet time on my lifeline direct. Next is rhyme, connect signs with the symbol and step it up right. The original and tradition of heights reached by these early masters. Almighty working faster every time, trying to keep a fresh mind in a scene of legends unsigned dying. You buy it cheap and see the show for low prices and no time worrying for those fighting over TV time. Radios, arenas and stage shows. You put enough work into that bullshit with no soul. And so, it's useless, true heads see right through it. And all your upward movement was just an illusion. And when you finally come to, then you see it's them against you, and it's the same for all. I refuse, man, I'm off. I wanna know how can it be? 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 How can it be so real? Now it just seems so still. An opposite of everything it seemed to be. It's leaving me before I even reach for these pills. How can it be so real? Now it just seems so still. An opposite of everything it seemed to be. Everything it seemed to me. There's a love much deeper than your daily dose, and it's more than a duality of devotion. Something laid beneath all emotion that'll become direction and motive throughout and through all. In time you'll notice when the truth calls, and you won't send it away too busy to let it play with you, and you shifting your way confused. Who's with me when it breaks is you. Now we can try to rebuild the levee in waters waist deep, or swim steady, maybe reach a solid ground. Take the things with rocks of sound. There is no breaking this autumn now. An interwoven web of spoken text for walls and ground. If you got the love within you, then it's all around. And if you teach yourself to stand, no one can hold you down. It ain't about that you give out, but that you do so now. Give yourself to doing it well and rise with the cloud. May you think I've always been the clown, but my intention has never been pleasing the crown. It seemed to be so still for a minute, then you pull back in it and still wondering, how can it be? 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 How can it be so real? Now it just seems so still. An opposite of everything